And welcome back to WomenMoneyEmpowered.com. I'm Kathy DeWitt Dunn. Thank you so much for joining my show today. I have a very special guest. I'm Rick. Thanks for joining the show again.
So glad to be here, Kathy.
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly the show goes. You know, one of the big things that I see with people as they're getting a divorce, and especially here in the Dallas-Fort Worth and Texas area, is one of the largest assets we see oftentimes is the retirement account because people have just been putting money away. And I find it really interesting at the time of a divorce, people go, well, that's my retirement account. That's my 401k. That's my pension. You can't touch that. That is not true.
Well, you're absolutely right. And under Texas law, any asset that has been accumulated or acquired during the marriage, unless it was acquired by gift or inheritance, belongs to the community estate, no matter whose name it's in.
Yeah, and one of the things to be able to divide that asset is a QDRO, which is a Qualified Domestic Relations Order. I'm sure you see that oftentimes in your practice.
We do see it oftentimes, and a retirement account is a great thing. It's a good thing and a bad thing sometimes when you're dealing with a divorce because it's important to save. It's important to plan for your future. It's important to plan for your retirement. But they are not the kind of assets that can be divided quite as easily, quite as cleanly as if you were dividing 1,000 shares of stock.
Right. And I think one of the things that you have to work with a financial planner is the fact that you have to look at present value, future value, and take a look at how that's going to impact somebody later down the road, especially if somebody's been married 25 years and they have this very large pension fund. And when you distribute it, there are ways where the other spouse can access that and have a separate account so they can also start receiving those checks later down the road.
That's absolutely correct, and the IRS has tried to create situations that allow people to do it and to do it effectively. That's why we have qualified domestic relations orders, because one person wouldn't want their account decreased more than it should be because their spouse is in a higher tax bracket.
And the other thing that's also critical about a QDRO is the fact that, let's say, here in Texas, we see a lot of people, the gentleman is 60, the soon-to-be ex-wife is 40, and one of the largest assets is the retirement account. So if you have a 40-year-old female that needs access to that money with a QDRO, they're able to touch and tap into that money without paying the additional 10% IRS penalty due to early withdrawal if they have the order in place.
We have a loophole. Surprise, surprise, that there are loopholes in the Internal Revenue Code, and that loophole provides for divorcing spouses, for the non-holder of that retirement account, to withdraw all or simply a part of that retirement account without having to pay that 10% early withdrawal penalty.
One of the things that we also see, Rick, is how many hundreds of millions of dollars get divided up regularly through a QDRO. I mean, my practice here I help people with their retirement accounts and also help them with the financial planning aspects of a divorce. But we see so many people that get access to that money and then they don't know what to do with it. So the big challenge is, where do they put it? What do they do with it? Because if they've been married 25 or 30 years, the last thing that they want to do is typically, from my perspective, is to go out and spend that money. They're not going to be able to go find probably another 30-year marriage that's out there to be able to, be vested in for a retirement account. So they got to be really, really careful what they do with those funds later down the road.
They do, and it's so important to do some planning on that. Most of us, however, are not professionals in that area. We may be very good at practicing law. We may be very good at selling cars. We may be very good at a multitude of different jobs, but not terribly good at determining what the best investments for our future may be.
That's the reason why you need a certified divorce financial analyst perhaps in your pocket, because what you need to do is really take a look at all the tax implications. You need to look at future income. You need to take a look at all the different things that go on with financial planning. What was one of the biggest challenges that you see with all your clients?
Helping our clients understand what their real options are and what the best choices are for their future financial success. If people have a sense of comfort that they're going to be okay and that they are going to have breathing room to make sure that they have enough money to live on, that they are not going to be homeless, they're not going to be out on the street, that they're going to have an opportunity to develop some career skills themselves, That's what creates success, and that's probably how to best define success.
If you'd like to get some information today and if you'd like to be sent a link to Rick Robertson, we'd love to hear from you. You could reach us at 972-473-4700. That's 972-473-4700. Also, there's a lot of people that call me on a regular basis. If you're going to be having access to your retirement funds through a QDRO and you're unsure of what to do with those funds, please give me a call and let me run an analysis for you to show you what you might be able to do with that and how you could get a great guaranteed retirement income later down the road. The number to reach us is 972-473-4700. That's 972-473-4700. This is Kathy DeWitt Dunn. We'll be right back.